So if you haven't already guessed yet, I am driving the latest Subaru Forester. It's also known as the e-Boxer. So it's a Subaru Forester e-Boxer, or in Japanese, here we go, Subaru Forester e-Boxer. Yay! I got it right this time. We've had quite an issue with me trying to pronounce that. I mean, first of all, it sounded like I was ordering a packet of toilet paper or something. So at least I got it out now. So it's the Forester. It's been around since 1997. It's the Subaru Forester. It was based originally on the most amazing car of all time, the Subaru Impreza. And if you don't like an Impreza, you need your head checked out, because that has to be one of the all-time greatest cars ever built. And this car originally, for generation 1 and 2, was designed on that car. It used to have a bonnet scoop. It looked very much like an Impreza, but it had kind of a bit of a sort of crossover SUV back to it. It was like a jacked up estate car at that time. Generation 3 of the Foresters slightly changed that. It became more of an SUV looking car. It lost the bonnet, it lost the shape, and suddenly it became more of a compact crossover. And now we're in generation 5 facelift version of this car. And that now gets, in 2023, you get a hybrid attached to the engine. You've got that famous Boxster engine. You get a hybrid attached to that. You get a completely new front to this car, and you get a tweaked backside. Ooh, our missus, we do like a tweaked backside. But what we need to do is take a look around this car, give you our opinion, let you know what the engine configurations are, what it's like to drive, and how much space and versatility is with the latest Subaru Forester. You are watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel, and I've got to say, if you haven't watched this before, check this out for the next minute and a half. I think you're going to enjoy it. This is how a car should sound. Listen to this.
I didn't really push it either. I was just having a really fun.
Oh, really? So there you have it, guys, the Ferrari Roma, my birthday present. Here we go, we're going to meet the crew and hopefully get the paint. Nice, a real one.
I think it makes a good work.
Let's go.
Nice to start.
Nice to see you. Show us your big chopper, your helicopter. So here we are, the Morgan Roadster, where we're here for the Swiss Watch Show. And guys, guess what? It's another morning here out in sunny France. The Subaru Forester comes in 3 different trim levels. You've got your entry-level car, which is called the XE, and that will cost you from 38,000 UK pounds. Your next level up is called the Sport, which is what the car is here today that we've been given, and the Sport will cost you from 40,000 UK pounds. Top of the range, or kitchen sink level, is the XE Premium, and you're talking from 41,000 UK pounds. The cars come in 10 different colours. If you like white, then that comes as part of the price. Any of the metallics, such as this black here, will cost you an extra £595. So what do you get with your entry-level Forester XE? Well, straight up you'll notice you get LED running lights and you get LED headlights that are steering responsive, so they follow you around the corners. That's very nice. You also get an auto dip beam on these as well, so if a car's coming the other way, they automatically drop down, so they dip on, you know, on auto. Very nice. You get LED fog lights at the front here as well. Moving swiftly, we can do it in Switzerland too, you know. That was a bit Dutch, but never mind. We'll carry on with the wheels. Entry level, get 17-inch rims. These are 18s for those amongst you with eagle eyes, because this is the Sport, and the Sport and your Premium, your XE Premium, get 18s instead. But either way, really nice, doing the job. That's the main thing. On the front here, you will get rain sensitive wipers that also have a defrost facility during the winter. It's rather niche, isn't it? You've got solar reflective windscreen and solar reflective glass for either side, passenger and driver's side as well. You've got foldy any mirrors that heat up in the winter. They've also got a little indicator button on the side there, so when you're putting your indicator on, it shows you you're turning right or left. Moving it around the back here, at the back you get LED rear lights and you also get LED rear fog lights as well. And one thing you might also notice is you get privacy glass, even on your entry-level car. So to be honest with you, for the price, you're getting a lot of extra bits and pieces that with other manufacturers, you'd be paying a lot more money for. Let's check out under the bonnet, see what you get with your Forester. Down here is your bonnet release catch. It's a single pull, it's in the driver's footwell there. Don't forget, guys, if you're driving a left-hand drive version of one of these cars, it's going to be in the passenger there, even in the passenger footwell, as well as the passenger footwell. getting everything mixed up here. Getting highly excited to see what's under the bonnet here. Now, the bonnet release catch, see the big logo there, the Subaru logo, which I do love, by the way. If you look underneath, you just slightly lift the bonnet like that, you will find the catch is there. Just slide it to the left with your index finger there. You've got to lift it because there's no gas struts. It's not mega heavy, but another thing I noticed as well when we were rehearsing this, which we occasionally do, if you pick this up by the little rubber pieces, you won't burn your fingers because that bonnet stay there gets rather hot, especially if you've been driving on a hot day like today and you've been, you know, belting it around the back roads and stuff, testing this car to its max. You'll probably notice this is a big old unit. Now, I'm not talking about someone I met back in Brighton 10 years ago. I'm talking about the engine that's under this bonnet. It looks much bigger. It looks more like a V6, doesn't it? It's absolutely huge under here. It's actually a 2-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine. It's hybrid assisted, full fat hybrid, guys. So it self-charges. So you get the benefit of a little bit extra BHP. At the end of the day, there's only 150 of those under here. But you do get the economy out of this. And I'm currently getting nearly 37 miles to the gallon around town, which is brilliant. It's actually 4 miles or 5 miles more than what Subaru quote. So this engine is behaving extremely well indeed. It's all-wheel drive. It's that famous Subaru all-wheel drive system. We'll talk more about that when we get this out on the road. It does have the X mode on this car, so you've got hill descent, you've got snow mode, there's all stuff like that. This car is amazing, not only on the road, but off-road as well, equally the two. Now, however, there is one drawback with this whole car. The rest of the car, I absolutely love. The engine I love. It's a tried and tested engine. But Subaru have decided to put a CVT transmission in this. I can't even call it a gearbox. It's not even allowed to be called a gearbox. It's a continuous variable transmission. Now what this means is basically it's a big pulley with a rubber band around it, and as you accelerate, the rubber band elongates. So it's infinite number of gears. And then when you slow down, it contracts again. It's the only way I can describe it, but whilst it's doing that, the noise and the effort it takes to get 0 to 60 takes nearly 12 seconds in this car, with a top speed of around about 117 miles an hour, which is decent, that's not bad. But that elongation and that contraction, the noise and the effort is just such a shame. This had a 6 or a 7-speed auto gearbox underneath here, with this beautiful boxer engine. It would have been perfect, but sadly, for some reason, they decided to put a CVT in there. But there you go, that's my little moan. Can't stand the CVT, I think it's a complete waste of space. Actual engine-wise and the rest of the setup here, simply brilliant. And the actual all-wheel drive system, simply brilliant. Economy, very, very good indeed. Let's crack on, see what we think of the rest of the car. So let's have a look what you get with your entry-level Forester, or the XE as we now know. Straight up you'll notice you get keyless entry and you get keyless ignition. The ignition button is just over here to the right of the steering. Just put your foot on the brake and push that and the engine will spring into life. Nice and simple. Here on the steering you will get your driver's aids such as cruise control, lane keeping and distance and lane departure controls. They're all included. You get a speed limiter and you get sign recognition, and on top of that you will also get a tyre tyre monitor, so it'll let you know what your pressures are like. You get a DAB radio built in, part of the 8.5-inch TFT touchscreen here. That comes with Bluetooth connectivity, Android Auto and Apple Play as well. So everything can be connected up nice and easily. When you come to reversing, you get a reverse camera included. I'm going to put it in the reverse there. Check it out, apart from the beep because the door's open. You also get reverse sensors, but you don't get front sensors, or not on any of the models or any of the trims. It's quite strange that. However, moving swiftly on, you will get dual zone air climate control and these fabulous 8-way adjustable electronic front seats with heating during the winter. There's a number of connectivity places. Well, someone's left the Werther's Original, sorry, the Pensioners Catnip, and these are the creamy filling, so it won't be Margaret or Andrea from accounts because they much prefer the hard ones. Let's put them out the way. So, connectivity down here, you've got 2 USBs and there's a 12-volt adapter in there. Everything is really stacking up with the standard entry-level car. So, let's get round the back and see if there's plenty of room in the boot to put bits and pieces in. It's a great looking car from behind. I love the chunkiness of it. It looks really rugged, very off-roady, really nice indeed. A lot of aero going on, as you can see around the top here. It's built-in brake light on this big piece of aero running all the way around here. I mentioned at the beginning when we did the trim levels that the privacy glass is included even on the entry-level car. I like that. It makes this very nice, very offset, really lovely. You've got a wash and wipe there as standard as well. Little red accents everywhere. This is the Sport. This is the middle of the range and it gets all the little extra red bits. You'll notice them up here as well on the roof as well. I like that. I think it looks quite nice. You don't get the tow bar. That's an additional extra. If you want one of those, just inquire when you go down for a test drive and they'll tell you how much one of those is. It's an assisted tail lift, electronically assisted. It's not extra quick, but it's quick enough. But one thing I did notice, if you are over sort of 6 foot in old money, that's around about 185 centimetres. I'm 176, so I'm around 5 feet 10 inches. I'm almost hitting that. Be careful if you're tall, basically, is what I'm saying. You might end up bumping your head up there. Comes with the obligatory parcel shelf, but it's a nice one, this. It folds back like that. It's a blind. It pops over there like that. You can put this away quite easily to get rid of it. So there's 2 little panels, one either side. If you pull them out, they just pop out like that. I'm going to grab that one as well. Then if you lift, well, first of all, let's take this out because that would make life a lot easier, wouldn't it? It can pop it out with one hand like that. You've got your little panels out the way. Can almost do this all with one hand. Pop that up there out the way as well. Now, simply, when that stays up, if it will, there we go. Should do. I'm going to use them to prop that up. There you go. No, it still won't stay up there. It's rather annoying, isn't it? Go on, stay. Right, it's done it now. Spare number plate in here, but I think that's because we're press. Now, you just simply pop this in. It's got its own little place to go in here. And what you need to do, if you look at the shape, you can actually see there's a shape cut out for this. So you just lay that in there like that, and then you can turn that underneath. It pops into the, and there we go. Look at that. How nice is that? That's perfect. Absolutely love that. And then you can pop your panel down, pop that back in a position. Make sure it's a bit like one of those games, isn't it, where you have to figure out how it all goes back together. There we go. Pop that in there like that, and this one in there like that. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's a rude word, absolutely perfect. Good load height on this, just above the knee, easy to pick stuff up and throw it in there. 500 litres of boot space in there, 500 litres, massive, absolutely huge, look at the size of it. I had the other night, with the seats down, it's linear 1100 litres of boot space. I had to pick up some wine for a friend of mine, oh yes. We had 80 cases of wine in here, 80 cases of wine, absolutely massive. I've had 2 bikes in here as well last week. This car is versatile is what I'm saying. 12-volt adapter over there. You've also got 2 shopping bag holders over there and 2 over here as well. One thing you don't get with this car is a spare wheel. It's a bit of a shame. They give you the puncture repair kit. It's completely useless, you know, with the rubber gunk stuff that you put in the tyre. Forget it, guys. Get yourself run flats. It's the way forward with this car. Being the hybrid, it's got a lot of gubbins under there. You can't get that spare wheel in there, which is a shame. I would have liked that. Seats are 60-40 split. We're going to get those down in a minute. I'm going to show you how big it is. Simple, it's so easy. You just lean forward like that, pop them down. There she goes. And then I'll put this one down as well. And by the magic of a bit of edit in a second, we will film that and show you exactly how big that is. All in all though, this car, look at the height here as well. So versatile, family friendly. I love this part of this car. It's simply brilliant. Just look at the door opening, the size in the back here where the passengers are about to get in, and look at the rake on the door. That has got to be 90 degrees. That's incredible. These huge windows at the back here. Let me jump in. Look how easy it is to get in and out of this car. It's fantastic. If you've got a baby seat or a child seat you're putting in here, just, you know, getting it in and out, or helping elderly people in and out of this car, simple. It's perfectly made for that. Loads of height in here, loads and loads of space everywhere. Let me show you that window that I was talking about. Look at the size of that window. It's absolutely massive. Now the only problem is it only goes down to about there. There's about another third of it to go. That is really annoying. That really annoys me. I want it to go all the way down, because if you suffer from car sickness, you're sitting in the back here, it's nice to have that window right the way down. First of all, it also means that you get some more fresh air. If it goes all the way down, if you do end up having to out the window, it's not going to hit that bottom part of the window. At least it's going to go out the window. But if it only goes down there, it's going to hit the window, isn't it? Nice finish on this car, really nicely finished. I love the red stitching. I love the red accents on the Sport. This is the middle trim level. It's got some nice bits and pieces here. Place to put a bottle down here as well. It's lovely, really good finish, quality finish on it. In the centre here, you've got the air will flow through here. You can't actually physically adjust it on this particular model. You've got the two USBs here as well. So in the back here, got a couple of young uns, got to plug their peripherals in, if you know what I mean. They're not going to argue. You've got two there, simply brilliant. Low transmission tunnel makes jumping into the centre here really simple, nice, and you know, I could go for a good run on this if I had to, if I was getting a lift back from the pub or the restaurant. It's going to have plenty of room for 3 people across here. Isofix points, really nicely done. They've got a little Velcro tab there that just pulls forward. Simple access, plug and play, basically. I hate all the plastic, you know, the plastic ones you get where they pop out and then people can get them in their mouths or whatever, or you lose them and then they charge you for more of them. It's all bits and pieces like that I dislike about some of the other cars that we've tested. Double cup holder, nice armrest in the middle. No ski hatch, disappointed Subaru. Should have a ski hatch with this car. This car is designed to go to the DIY store on a Saturday morning. Designed to have long lengths of wood. Designed to go away for the weekend, get up the mountain, do some skiing. Where are you going to put your skis? You need a ski rack, a ski hatch. Doesn't have one in here, but the rest of it is very comfortable indeed. You've got places to put bits in the back of the seats here. Look at that. All in. I cannot fault it in the back here. It's perfectly designed for families who need to go out for the weekend and either do DIY or go and have a lovely good time with this car. When you're driving the latest Subaru Forester, you can feel the pedigree in this car, the history of this car, the roots, the DNA, whatever you want to call it, from that original, Impreza is still in here, because that engine is still pretty much the same as it was. It's been for a number of years now. And I think, sadly though, with that CVT gearbox that I've mentioned, I'm not over keen on the CVT. If it didn't have that, this car would be a pretty good car, because generally all round it's a really lovely car to drive. It's comfortable, it's reliable, dependable. You can go off-road in it. It's fantastic for off-roading in this car. You've got that Subaru all-wheel drive, which is accessed very simply using the X mode. You can't miss that big button down there. And you've got the deep snow mode. You've got, there's mud mode on there. It's really good. So I must admit, if I'm driving one of these in pretty poor weather, which I came across a few weeks ago, you just feel comfortable with this car. It's got such a sure grip about it as well. And also, it's so highly versatile. You can get 3 people in the back here easily, and then you can still get a couple of dogs or a bike in the boot as well, because that massive boot just swallows everything up. So I'm highly impressed with the versatility of this as a family car, and with the safety. Did you know it is won awards for its safety as well, for child safety in the back, and just general all round. This is an extremely safe car to drive. I love also the peripheral vision in this car. You've got a lovely all-round vision. When you're driving down these back lanes, you get a really good feel for the car. You can see right over that bonnet. I like the position of the mirrors, and Another thing I want to mention, even with the entry-level car, you get the blind spot mirrors with this car. I think blind spot mirrors are so, relevant to today's modern driving, because you've only got to get, a bike come up the side of you, don't see it, you go to pull over, so many accidents happen. But that blind spot mirror, and I must mention as well, it's built into the casing, it's not actually in the mirror. So if some idiot does break your mirror for you, or you unfortunately, hit the mirror and the glass smashes, you're not going to pay a lot of money for a new glass that's got all the, the gubbins incorporated into it for the blind spot system. It's built into the carcass there. And I also quite like that, in the fact that when it flashes up that there is someone in your blind spot, it's not directly in your face in the mirror, so you can look in the mirror. The indicator is also in the mirror there, so you know if you've left your indicator on as well. But it's just nicely set up. But that blind spot also acts as the cross traffic alert monitor for when you're reversing out of a space. So if you're reversing out and there's a car coming along, that will flash very rapidly to let you know there's a car coming in your blind spot as you're reversing out. So if that one flashes, you know it's coming from the right, and if that one flashes over there, you know the car's coming from the left. And also the car will take over from you and brake if it thinks you're not going to stop, because you still haven't noticed that flashing. So as I say, the safety in this car is incredible. You get that cruise control standard, you've got the lane keepy, the lane distance control, it's all on here. You get it all with the car. So even on your entry level car, you can have all those bits and pieces. I love the fact that this car has that versatility and it has that safety. Now, what's it like economy wise? Now, we have got over 37 to the gallon at one point. I'm very, very impressed with that. 37.2 at one point. Currently getting 35.1 it is showing up there at the moment. We are sort of cruising around the back lanes here. It's not the most economical. But again, I go back to this CVT gearbox. It's great. If you're using this off-road, this is very handy, having the paddles, those 7 virtual gears that you get with this car. Also, I do want to mention, you get hill descent assist on this car as well. So you can literally, if you get to a very steep hill, you can take your foot off the accelerator, just using you don't even need to touch the pedals, just using the steering wheel, steer down, and no matter, almost pretty much, it is infallible when it comes to getting down a hill in the snow, the ice, the mud. It's, just beautifully built. Seating position and seats. Okay, we are in the mid-range car. This is the Sport. This doesn't have the leather seats like the top of the range, but I've got to say, these seats are superbly comfortable, really nice. I drove for 2.5 hours the other night. I had to go and visit someone and spent 2.5 hours behind the wheel without a stop. And I literally got out of this car the way I got in it. So highly impressed with the comfort about it, highly impressed with the fact that I've had passengers in the back, had the kids in the back over the weekend, they like the car. So generally, all round, I would say this car absolutely nails it. Apart from, in my personal opinion, my humble opinion, I'm just not over keen on that CVT gearbox. I think that could have been changed. The rest of it, beautiful, stunning, definitely worth a look. So there you have it, guys. That was our review on the Subaru e-Boxster Forester, or Forester e-Boxer, whichever way you want to look at it. I've thoroughly enjoyed driving this car about, apart from that CVT, transmission, which I mentioned. But you can almost forgive it with those extra sort of virtual gears that Subaru have put on this car. It's a highly versatile family car. It's very comfortable, and let's face it, it's not bad on the economy as well. Price-wise, it kind of nails it as well. So it's definitely worth popping down to your Subaru garage and giving one a test drive, especially when I tell you that, you're going to get a 3-year or 60,000 mile warranty, which is great. You get a 12-year anti-perforation warranty with the car, so any rusty bits, if any were to appear underneath, you're fully covered on those. You've got a 3-year paint warranty, and on top of that, the minute you drive it off the forecourt, you're going to have 3 years roadside assistance as well. And on top of that as well, I can tell you now that the servicing and running costs of this car are a lot cheaper than its main rivals, so you need to bear that in mind. All in all, get down to Subaru, have a little chat with your Subaru salesperson, and they will go through all the different trim levels that I've discussed, any extra bits you want to throw into the equation, and on top of that, any little service plans or things that you want to add in that personalise your car. But I can say, I definitely like the Subaru Forester. I think it's a great little car. You've been watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review of the Forester. I certainly have over the last couple of weeks driving it about. Don't forget, like, subscribe and comment. If you want to subscribe, leave the bell sign unchecked, because you saw at the beginning of this video, we don't just do car reviews. There's loads of other stuff going on, and you don't know what you know, it might ping up, let you know that something's going on. You go, I fancy watching AJ doing that, because sometimes we end up in all sorts of trouble and it's well worth watching. Additionally, if you wouldn't mind, guys, give us a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. We don't get a pay rise, don't get a bonus or anything. We get a pat on the back from the boss to say, job well done, AJ, and the crew. It's not just me, there's a crew that put this together, and there's a full editing crew as well that do all the edits on this as well. So we've all got a big thank you. You know, hopefully you're going to give us a big thank you by giving us a thumbs up. Now, in return for that, I want to mention something that you're going to get something for free. We are part of a much bigger organisation. We're part of The Player. Now, The Player is additionally a men's bookazine. Now, a bookazine is a magazine, comes out on the frequency of a magazine, but it's a book, it's got a hardback cover. You can have this completely free, absolutely no charge for it, just for watching us on AJ the Player YouTube channel. You can't actually have the physical book because they're like £100 UK each, but the online version, which is exactly the same, it's no different, it's 220 pages, it's fantastic, it's called The Player, and there's everything in there. There's things like cars, boats, jet skis, golf, there's food reviews, there's interviews, absolutely everything. It's yours for free at www.theplayer.co.uk. It's coming in here now. Someone will put that in on the edit. I'll leave it up for a few seconds so you can memorise that. No big forms to fill in. Don't have to put any credit cards in. Just head over there, put in your name and your email address, and it's yours. You can download it. You can view it online, zoom in, turn the pages. It's very clever, very interactive as well. Totally love it. Head over there. It's completely free of charge for subscription. There you have it, guys. That was the Forester. I was, or am, AJ on the Player YouTube, and I'll catch you next week with hopefully something equally as good and value for money as the Subaru Forester.